Hello, I'm Caroline Makisa from mathsinsider.com, and today I'm going to talk about a question from a Maths Insider reader, and they ask, how can I keep talking about maths and trying to encourage my child about maths and everyday maths if they're just not interested? So I've got three tips for you here. Number one, great, fantastic. It's really good that you're doing that, and carry on doing it. Keep on doing it, because one day they might change their minds. I'll give you two little examples to illustrate this. When I was a child, I hated avocados, and my dad used to go on about how amazing avocados were, how tasty they were, how healthy they were, all the vitamins and minerals they had in them. And now, as an adult, I really like avocados. And I can think back and remember all the good things about the avocados, and as my tastes matured, as I got older, I could then see that, yes, this was a worthy fruit to enjoy. So keep on talking to your child about maths, because you never know when their tastes might mature and they might remember some of the things that you've mentioned. And the other example is my 6-year-old is really into Lego Ninjago. And I used to just always think, oh, he's watching Ninjago again. There's just a load of rubbish. It's just some silly cartoon. But actually, I sat down with him one day and I asked him all about it. I said, so who's this character? Is this character good? Is that one bad? And why are they doing this? And what have they done in the past? And he was actually able to explain it to me. And from him giving an explanation, I can actually understand why he likes it. And I can see some of the interesting characters and some of the interesting plots that they use. So again, your child might say, oh, your mum or dad's talking about maths again. But one day they might actually think, well, actually, I remember when they pointed out something interesting about maths, and they were right. So keep on doing it. The next thing is actually to relate the maths to what they're actually interested in. So you might be pointing out some interesting chart in the newspaper, or some maths to do with grocery shopping, but actually if they're into horses, you can talk to them about how vets use maths. If they're into Minecraft, you can talk to them about how maths is used in computer programming a lot, and maybe sign them up for some computer programming courses. There's some really good ones on Hour of Code. And there are other courses where you can actually learn how to program mods in Minecraft. So that's worth looking at. Also, I found something quite nice, Pixar Math rather. So they've got together with Khan Academy, and they're explaining how maths is used in Pixar movies, in the animations, and that's really interesting as well. So try to find out what they're actually interested in and try and relate that to maths. The next thing, the last tip, is to actually ask them about what their future plans are. Now, I guess this will change depending on how old they are. So you'll get a different answer depending on whether you ask a 4-year-old to if you ask a 14-year-old. One of my students, he was very reluctant to do extra maths. He was struggling a bit in maths at school, but he was very reluctant to do any extra maths. And his mum actually said to him, well, what is it that you want to do when you grow up? And he said, well, I want to be a car designer. I think it's for Audi. And she said, well, why don't you write to Audi? Why don't you email them and ask them, do you need maths to be a car designer? And he did. He emailed them and he got a reply, and they said, oh yeah, you definitely need lots of maths. We look for strong mathematicians when we're looking to employ people to be car designers. And then he was a little more willing, a little less reluctant to do extra maths, and he's coming along quite nicely. So ask your child what they want to do in the future. I guess for some things, like if they want to be a dancer or an author, it's not easy to immediately think of things, but whatever profession, if they're going to earn money, they're going to need to know how to handle the money, especially in something that's like show business, where there are agents to pay and agents who are looking to rip you off. So there's always a link to maths in whatever their future ambitions are. So for more great tips and practical advice, go to www.mathsinsider.com.